Lighting industry product line managers, designers, engineers, have you ever heard this proclamation from Mount Olympus? We need you to design a game changer. Welcome lighting industry professionals, my name is Greg Galluccio, and this is the Lotivo video series, where we face business issues head-on and try to solve real problems in the LED lighting industry. There are plenty of forums out there where we can splash around in rivers of technical detail, so that's not what we do here. Here we focus on making the complex machinery of businesses run well. Today's video is called The Myth of the Game Changer. Let's go. One of the main goals of any for-profit business is to try to break through the competition and become the front runner of the industry. It's only natural for top management in a white goods manufacturing industry to envision that some kind of product innovation will ultimately be the breakthrough that propels them into the front runner position. For lighting professionals in the spec market, top-level product performance, fashion-forward technology, and sophisticated aesthetic design do go a long way toward winning the game. However, in a mature commodities market, I'm talking about contractor-grade products, chasing after the proverbial game changer is really the equivalent of barking off the wrong tree. I'm going to digress for a moment here and tell you a true story. A US lighting company I once worked for took its top 5 engineers and shipped us off to South Korea for a week. We found ourselves at the corporate headquarters of South Korea's largest electronics manufacturer. There we were placed into a room with about 5 of their top engineers and scientists. The 2 teams of engineers were instructed by their respective CEOs to spend the entire week brainstorming together with the goal of developing a roadmap for one or more game-changing products in the lighting market. That was it. No further direction. The implication was, you're the geniuses, come up with something ingenious. The 2 CEOs who set up this tete-a-tete spent the rest of the week playing golf in anticipation of our final report, which we were to deliver to them in a face-to-face presentation on day 5. No pressure. Did we have the right people involved? For sure. For me, it was both humbling and intimidating to be in the room with 10 of the sharpest minds in the business. Did we come up with any game-changing products? Of course not. At the end of the week, we dutifully presented about 6 or 7 ideas to the nodding heads of the CEOs. At least 2 of those ideas were projects that were already underway at one or both companies and would have taken place regardless of whether this grand summit had happened. Some of the other ideas were so complex and so huge in scope that it would have taken an army of developers a year or 2 to actually make them happen. And even with that, it wasn't really clear whether the end result would be viable. The remaining 1 or 2 ideas that were presented were perhaps interesting, but would not have moved the sales needle for either company. We capped off the session with an alcohol-soaked send-off dinner, vowed to go out and conquer the planet with our collective brilliance, and upon returning home, both sides went back to exactly what they were doing before this whole thing started. So the moral of the story is this: you can't force ingenuity into a strategy. Putting it another way, there is no repeatable sequence of steps for creating an epiphany. The basic reason for trying to come up with a game changer as a strategy goes something like this. If we can come up with a product line that outprices, outperforms, or aesthetically outshines all others, then we can leap ahead of the competition and take over the market for that category. Now, this appears reasonably sound as it rolls out of one's mouth, but I have to ask my audience out there if they've ever seen this happen in the LED lighting industry, because I have not. I have seen certain companies in the commodity lighting market leap ahead of the competition and stay there, but it was never the result of some uniquely envisioned product. Now, of course, LED fixture and lamp design teams should always be innovating and improving their product lines and staying ahead of the technology. But those are just table stakes. If you're not doing that every single day, you're not even in the game. As far as where the confusion might come in, many of us have a bad habit of calling incremental product improvements game changers. So here's a simple rule. It's not a game changer unless it changes the game. Let's take a few examples. Dual technology LED tubes, color or wattage selectable fixtures, super economic high base, all innovative in their own way, all solving some specific problem, and all now in everyone's catalog. These are not game changers at all, for the obvious reason that the game remains the same despite the fact that they've been introduced. I should also clarify that the real problem is not that they're trying to drive product innovation. It's that they're attempting to pursue a nebulous solution to an undefined problem. Now, if you push back on any of this, what you may hear is, okay, but if we don't design some differentiation into our products, then all we'll have is Me Too products. True statement. But the implied assumption in that statement is that whoever is out there killing it in your market right now is selling something other than Me Too products. Two problems with this. A, it's incorrect by simple inspection. And B, it's very likely that the companies that are winning against you in the commodities market are sourcing their products from the same exact suppliers that you are. Let that sink in. Not only are they selling Me Too products, they're selling the exact same products that you're selling. So newsflash, if they're kicking your butt, it's not about product. Of course, there is such a thing as a game-changing product. The last game-changing product we had in the lighting industry was affordable white light LED. And that came after 100 years of using the same technology. Something like that may happen again in our lifetimes, or it may not. But if it does, it won't be the result of some decision made in a boardroom. I think most of us know that innovation is an ongoing process that needs to be built into your company's DNA. Management needs to encourage it, reward it, and let it come as it comes. And it will come, either as an organized response to a well-identified market need or as a spontaneously creative breakthrough on the part of a person or a team. Now I'll leave you with a reminder of what the original outcome was that the management team was trying to achieve at the beginning of this video. Namely, what kind of strategy might propel a supplier in the commodity stock and flow part of our lighting business to leap ahead of its competition? I'll present some ideas in the next video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, ring the bell so that you get notifications when a new video is posted, and I encourage you to leave your comments down below. Until next time, this is Greg Galluccio, hoping that your next idea is a game changer.